On her wedding day, her driver suddenly told her to hide in the trunk, and the reason he gave was enough to destroy her entire life. "Hide now, ma'am, or your life will be over." Ava froze on the spot, even the bouquet in her hands trembling with her. She almost thought she had heard him wrong. In less than an hour, she was supposed to walk into the church wearing that silk lace wedding gown, smiling as she married the man everyone said was perfect for her. The midday sun burned over the stone road. Outside the church, the musicians had already started tuning their instruments, and servants moved in and out of the estate like ants. Everyone was preparing for the grand wedding. But at that moment, Luke, the driver who had served her for 10 years, stood by the open trunk of the wedding car, his face pale, the fear in his eyes impossible to hide. "Luke, what are you talking about?" Luke stared at her, his voice low but shaking with urgency. "If you walk into that church the way he wants, wearing that dress and smiling, you'll be walking straight into a trap. Ma'am, you trusted me for 10 years. Please trust me one more time." Ava stared at him in disbelief. Luke had never been the type to panic. He was quiet, restrained, and always knew his place. For years, he had driven her to countless events, never speaking out of turn, never crossing a line, never once raising his voice at her. But now, his hands were trembling. "Your future husband is almost here. If he sees you, it'll be too late." A chill shot down Ava's spine so fast it felt as if someone had poured ice water straight into her vein. "This is my wedding day, and you're telling me to hide in the trunk of my own wedding car?" Luke clenched his jaw and looked at her. "Ma'am, a moment of humiliation is better than a lifetime of regret." At that moment, Ava suddenly remembered one of her grandmother Rose's favorite sayings. "Sometimes the hand that pushes you away is not trying to hurt you. It may be trying to pull you away from something far worse." She stared into the pitch-black space inside the trunk, then looked back at Luke. The panic and pleading in his eyes finally stopped her from asking more questions. She lifted the expensive wedding gown, gritted her teeth, and curled herself into the trunk. The smell of rubber and engine oil rushed into her nose. The skirt of her gown caught on the edge, and before she could even fix it, Luke slammed the trunk shut. Bang! The light vanished instantly. There was only darkness. The first thing that hit her was humiliation. The second was fear. A woman like Ava had never had to hide from anything in her life. She was the only daughter of a powerful, wealthy businessman from the Highlands, heir to vast lands, stables, farms, and investments. Even now, people in her hometown still lowered their voices when they said her name. She had grown up surrounded by elegance, respect, and endless expectations. Even after her parents died, her grandmother had always taught her never to lower her head, never to beg, and never to let the world see her on her knees. And yet, on the very day she was supposed to become a bride, she was curled up in the trunk of her own wedding car, biting back tears and barely daring to breathe. Then she heard footsteps. A moment later, a man's deep and composed voice came from outside. It was Mark Cole. "Luke, is the car ready?" "Yes, sir," Luke replied. Then Mark Cole let out a soft laugh. "It's really hot today. Still, it's a perfect day to make money." He paused, then added slowly, "Oh, I mean a perfect day to get married." In the darkness, Ava felt the blood in her body turn cold. Money? That was no slip of the tongue. She closed her eyes and forced herself to calm down. But in the next second, heavy footsteps approached from outside the trunk and stopped right at the rear of the car. Someone was standing outside the trunk. Ava's whole body tensed, and even her breathing stopped. Then she heard Mark Cole laugh softly. "Strange. Why do I feel like something is off today?" As soon as he said that, there came a faint metallic sound from outside the trunk. It sounded like someone had placed a hand on the latch. Comment for part 2.